All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have today a yellow-tailed barracuda from Southern California. As you guys may have known, we were out trying to find us some bluefin tuna. Unfortunately, today we did not get lucky, and we only came home with one single fish, and that is this barely legal sized barracuda, 28 inches on the dot. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a catch and cook. Some people, actually a lot of people, tend to think that barracuda is a trash fish. They tend to think it's really slimy, oily, pretty gamey, not very good to eat. But we're going to prepare it today and show you guys that barracuda can be absolutely quite delicious if you know how to take care of it, how to process it, and cook it the way we're going to cook it. With that, you're going to get some delicious flaky white meat. So, first things first is we're going to scale the fish. The scales on the barracuda are really fine, so all you need to do is just take the edge of a knife, run it across the skin without going through the skin, and the scales will come off. And as you can see, I still have some on my knife, so let's get rid of that. Really easy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife from the throat area and you're going to make an incision all the way to the back. And we're going to remove the guts outside of this barracuda here. But if we take a look, we have this beautiful roe. This is a female. Take a look at that. Beautiful. I'm going to take it out in one piece. Let's see. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm excited to try and use that. We're going to set this aside. And one trick when you're cleaning fish at home, basically what you got to do, or what I like to do, is get a Ziploc bag ready for the guts, because once you pull that all out, you can just throw it in the Ziploc and throw it in the trash without stinking up everything. So Ziploc bag, I'm going to set that down. I'm going to pull the gut cavity. Barracuda are pretty interesting because their gut cavity runs almost the entire length of the body, and they're really long fish, so their guts are very long and skinny. So I need to make a little bit more of a cut into the collar right there. There we go. Spread that open. Here's the heart. You know what? I was going to save the heart, but the heart... Oh, actually... This is the heart, still in good condition. We're going to set that right there and throw that in our dish. Today we're going to make a traditional Vietnamese fish, I guess you could call it a stew. It's like a caramelized fish, or fish in a caramel sauce. But it's really classic, and I think barracuda lends itself very nicely to this application. So watch closely. Wipe down the insides. Okay, now this is a step that I feel like a lot of people miss when cleaning barracuda. And what you're going to do is right here is actually the air sac. So this is their air bladder. This is what allows them to control their buoyancy in the water. With barracuda, what I like to do is remove the air sac, all right, their air bladder. And if you look, there's all this congealed blood right underneath the spine between the air sac. So if you're going to get really good, delicious fillets, what I recommend doing is taking this under the sink and take your two fingers and just rub along the spine to get the blood out. All right. So we're going to do that, and I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. So as you can see, I took that bloodline from out underneath the spine, as much of that as I could get out as possible. And so now we are ready to prepare the fish into how we're going to prepare it. Here's all the guts in the Ziploc container, so we'll just throw those away. We don't need those. And now this is the really easy part. I'm just gonna take my knife and we're gonna start cutting steaks across the fish. It's usually a good idea to segment it based off of the spine, so you can actually go from underneath the fish like this, and we're gonna do about 2-inch spine length segments. So here's the knife going straight through the fish, right through the spine. We're gonna keep all the bones in, and we're gonna get nice beautiful steaks like that. All right, so that's 2 sections. We're gonna do another 2 sections right here. Okay, here's another beautiful steak off of that fish. Another 2 segments. There we go. This is gonna turn out great, I can tell already. Look at the color of that meat. Beautiful. And see, once we got all that blood out, there's barely any blood. So the main issue with the blood is that's gonna contain most of the waste products. So essentially they say fish pee in their blood. I don't know how true that is, but basically all the nasty stuff in fish will concentrate in the blood, and as much of that as you can get out will create a definitely more mild tasting fish. So here's another steak, and this part is where it's going to get interesting because I can't see the spine segments anymore, so we're just going to do a little bit of guesswork here. Boom. 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 All right. So, if we really wanted to, we could save the head and the tail, and that'll make a delicious fish broth if we wanted to do that. But for today, we're just going to focus on the steaks. So as you can see, we have all the steaks arranged, and let's get on to the ingredients. I'll kind of walk you guys through what we're going to use in this dish here. So really simple. We're going to start with our salt and pepper. Pretty basic, pretty simple. This is actually some cool salt I got from Hawaii. It's like a smoked sea salt. So we're gonna throw that in just to add a little bit more flavor to it. Another salty component, we have Nước Mắm, which is a traditional Vietnamese fish sauce. This is my mom's favorite brand. Every family has their own, but I really like this one. So, I mean, I guess that's what I grew up with, and we're gonna use this fish sauce. In case you guys didn't know, fish sauce is a fermented fish sauce. So what they'll do is they'll actually take fish, salt them, and then draw all the liquids out, and the liquids they ferment, and it becomes this salty, savory fish sauce. It smells horrible, tastes delicious. You should try it. Okay, next we have my mom's super secret caramelized fish base, or fish, I don't know how to say this. This is like the base for caramelized fish that we're gonna make today. And basically what it is a reduction of onion, shallot, caramelized sugar, and soy sauce, and a little bit of sesame oil, black pepper, sugar. I think I already said sugar twice, but yeah, and you're gonna reduce that to make this sauce. We'll go over it one day. Maybe I'll have my mom show us how to make it, but that's on for a later time. This is supposed to be an easy dish, so this is always ready, and we can make this dish in like 2 seconds, as you guys can see. And then lastly, we have a few of our accent flavors. So I have some Thai red chilies, a little bit of lime for acidity, lemongrass, which is interesting. I've never done this dish with lemongrass, so we'll see how it turns out. And then last but not least, we have tamarind powder. If you're going to be really authentic, you could use actual tamarind paste, but I don't have that right now, and this is supposed to be a late, I mean, it's midnight after a long day of fishing, so we're just going to use the powder instead. All right, so let's go ahead and put all the ingredients together. So like I said, we're gonna go ahead and grind that in. All right, now with that in, we're gonna give it a toss and let it sit for a few minutes while I get everything else ready, okay? Let's give that all a stir. Just toss everything. And we're not worried about leaving the bones in as part of the cooking process. We're gonna cook this low and slow, so these bones are gonna get a chance to release a little bit more of the flavor into the sauce. Cool. Now once we give everything a thorough mixing, we're gonna go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients. Pretty straightforward here. So now that that's in, I'm gonna add a little bit of our tamarind powder. We're looking about maybe 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon. So that's about 2. Let's do 1 more. And the tamarind powder is going to give it a little bit of tang alongside with the lime, but the lime is going to be a little bit different in that the tamarind is going to give it a little bit more of an earthy kind of, how should I say, savory, earthy, sort of tangy flavor versus citrus, which is going to be a little bit more bright and just plain citrus, basically. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this a slice here. We'll do half a lime. Ah, that smells delicious already. Yeah, the lime's great because it's gonna add a little bit of brightness to this caramelized dish. And then we're gonna hit it with my mom's secret sauce. So first I'm gonna give that a mix, get everything incorporated. And we'll go ahead and drop that in. 2, 3, 4. I like mine pretty flavorful, so let's do quite a bit here. Alright, so that's, if I were to guess, probably about 4 tablespoons, 3 to 4 tablespoons of my mom's sauce there. It's like a concentrate basically, and then we're gonna add a little bit of water, so that'll help extend the cooking time. It'll allow the fish to cook up before the sauce gets too caramelized. Perfect. So maybe about just shy of half a cup. Give everything a stir once again. And at this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give it all a taste because, you know, we definitely want to taste as we go. And this fish is super fresh. We literally just shot it a few hours ago. So don't be afraid about any sort of bacteria or anything like that. So yeah, we're gonna bring the liquid to about halfway up the fish. You could bring it all the way up to the top of the fish, but that's just gonna extend your cooking time. So as you can see, we are about halfway covered from the fish. Let's give it a taste. Delicious. And you don't want it to be too salty at this point because you have to remember, as it cooks, the salt's gonna concentrate. And then the last few things is our aromatics. So I'm gonna go ahead and add our Thai chilies. We're gonna slice those in half here. Oh, and our heart. Totally forgot. We'll add that in as well. So you notice I didn't even cut all the way through the chilies, and you don't have to. Really, it's just spicing it to get the seeds open. That's going to add a little bit of spice to it. Let's go ahead and add our heart for good luck here. Boop. And she is about ready. Oh, lemongrass. Last ingredient. So with lemongrass, you actually don't want to use this top portion because it's all just stemmy and woody, and as you get back it's a little tough. So you want to use about the middle portion. I typically like to use it from about thumb forward up to there, between my 2 thumbs. That's probably the best part of the lemongrass right there. So we're going to cut the tops off. We'll save that. And cut the bottoms off, set that aside, and now that looks awesome. So maybe about a 1/4 cup of lemongrass, halved. And I almost forgot the black pepper too. Don't be shy with the black pepper. This is a quite essential flavor to the dish. Let's go ahead and hit it with that black pepper. All right, cool. We're now ready to take this all over the stove, heat it up, cook it covered, and then just before we're serving, we're gonna uncover it and let the sauce reduce, all right? Be right back. Just a collection of flavors.